So we have got a little mezzanine floor level here, what we've made out of scaffold, someone made for us at scaffold. And we've put some OSB down because we've got scaffold planks underneath. So the floor is quite uneven and it's quite warped. So we've put some of this down. We're going to screw this to the top, this OSB. Then we're going to put flooring grade ply, which is an SP101. And you've got two types there. You've got FG1 as well you can use.
At 6mm?
6mm or 5.5, whatever. They say the 6mm or 5.5 thing. It's very, very same thing.
So this is where it's going. Just our little mezzanine where we're going to put our desks.
And then we're going to put some Marmoleum down. So we've got a couple of different colours that we're going to use. So if there's any these sort of designs within reason what we can do, let us know in the comments.
On to the point now where you're just screwing these in because you're an old knack. So what we're doing here is just securing all of the OSB board, is it?
We're securing all of these now. We're just going to put a couple of screws in each of them. The weight of this will hold it down anyway. Oops. So twice a bit. Nothing now.
So you reckon there's a chance you might be able to go over this with a screed anyway?
Well, I don't know. But I wouldn't suggest it. But
it was just an offhand comment. But we're going to apply it.
We'll keep a bit of this anyway, and what we'll do is we'll stick a bit on it, and then we'll start give it a belt with a hammer the next day or whatever, and see if it comes up or see if it holds or what.
Yeah.
And if it does,
maybe,
may we. So we've put a bit of 2x1 down the side there. I'll get another bit. We'll just to lock this off. So when we do screed it, none of the screed comes off the side. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to shut this off in a second because you ain't going to want to see us hoovering the floor. So we're going to hoover all of this up, clean it, and then we'll start setting the floor out and start plying off. So we've got this OSB down. I've only put a few screws in it. So we can't use the coal nailer because it's after 5 p.m. now. And you'll find that in a lot of places after 5, using compressors and stuff like that lets off extreme amounts of noise is a no-go. Some places are 4 o'clock, especially in central London. So we're not going to do that. We're going to put these down with a screw gun, which is going to be a bit more time consuming and from the dark ages. But we are getting a new bit of kit which is a stand-up gun, which is going to be cordless. And there's going to be no noise out of that. So we will use that maybe tomorrow. But what we'll do in the meanwhile, we're going to set this out, get the pipe, dry drop the ply, cut it in, leave it overnight, and this all can be screwed tomorrow. And then we're going to screed it. And then we'll show you what it looks like from there. I need to get... Sorry, go on.
Just before, we tell them what sort of ply we're using and why we use the ply.
So we've used this cheapish OSB in the first instance because we've gone on top of scaffold boards, and obviously they're quite warped and stuff like that. So this is just to bridge it and basically flatten it out a bit, and then we'll go over the top with the SP101 for belt and braces. And obviously we know we can screed over the top of the SP101 because it's floor flooring.
So the idea is all hard flooring, and this particular one's going to be Marmoleum, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that you want to take as much bounce out of the floor as possible, don't you?
Yeah, you do. So obviously I haven't put a massive amount of screws in this yet, but obviously as we're going through now, we will put a lot more screws in, and basically that'll stabilise everything. But what we would do generally, I would have put a load more screws in this in the first instance and then use the coal nailer. Because obviously, if you did need to get the floor up, it's going to be a lot easier if you're using coal nails rather than using screws.
Because you've got to unscrew them. But the SP101 is specifically made for flooring because it's stiff.
Yeah.
You know it doesn't delaminate.
The construction of it is specifically for flooring. You can put screeds over it.
Yeah.
And liquids, basically.
Right, okay. So that's good to know. That's right, so let's crack on, I guess.
Right, we're going to set this out and then dry drop them in. We'll start from back here for this one now.
So what's your process here then, Huey?
So basically we're just going to put all of our boards in. Dry drop them for now. And then we'll see as we go back. Another thing, when you're putting ply down these small sheets as well, or big sheets, always stagger the boards. Never do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The reason is for this is because this interlocks the boards, and when you screed over it, it gives it more bond and is stronger. All I'm going to do is just dry drop these in.
So you're pushing them to the edge because you don't want wallies, I imagine, do you?
No, it's basically, it's just so they're all staggered, basically. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to do them like this for now.
What I'm saying is you don't want to leave a nasty little narrow bit that you cut around the edges, do you?
No, so you always want to leave enough that you can
And that's called a wally, isn't it?
well, that's what I call them.
What
They're
when
all
you get
all fit, we call them wallies because very tiny little bits. They're just awkward to fit. So
yeah.
So like I say, we just dry drop these in, and then we can do our cuts afterwards. And then, oh, I don't even know. I don't think we can come from the other way from before. Let me have a look. Yeah, we did cut this out before. It's actually too tight, that. So let's move that out of the way, mate. A second. Let's move all the rest of that actually. And this needs to be popped in now.
Need to move some of this out of the way now, don't
I
I?
have to get it down out now. So basically, the gist of this is we'll put it back on in a sec. We're just going to put these in, and then we're going to start cutting in our fillers around. But I just need to get some stuff down, so we'll be back in a minute. So we've dry dropped all our plying as far as we could go, sort of thing. So we've staggered all the joins. So all I'm going to do now is start from the back here, and don't panic if you've got a gap here. If you fill one side in, you can always push it up that end, and then you can fill the other side in. So that's fine. So this is just to show you. So all we do is we put one on top of the other, like so. Like that. Square it off. And make sure that it's square. Then we get another board, like so. And then all we do is we just drop it into the side. So it's nice and tight. Whenever we're cutting ply, I always like to use a concave blade. So it's like a...
It's like a little hook on it.
Yeah, like a shark fin, we call it.
Yeah, shark fin blade. That's nice.
And then all we do is we score it a couple of times. I've picked the hardest board on this planet to cut, as per usual. And then all you do is you take your one off the top. So, that's always your back bit. And all you do is you slide it up. like I say, don't panic too much. You can always slide it out a little bit like that. There you go. And there's your
That's
first board in.
That is tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really nice.
I was going to say something. I thought about that. Right. So that's that side. And again, utilise your boards. Just remember what's your cut edge. So this is your cut edge here. This is just what we call a salvage edge here.
Right.
So then what we do is we're going to reverse it now. So we're going to come this end. So what we're going to do is push this up nice and tight. So we're nice and tight on each end. And then we're going to put this here. Like so.
You've got to pull your trousers up.
Sorry.
I still got to blur it out.
Blur it out then. It's just going to keep happening, isn't it?
It's a big blob though.
Fat ass. Fat ass saying that. Right. Then you get your another full board. And again, if the ball runs out slightly and it's a bit twisted, don't worry about that because it will correct itself when you push it in when you cut it. So I've got it nice and tight on this end. And all we do is score again. Oops.
So you're just using one board as a line to score the other one.
Yeah. And then just come through. There you go. Like that. He says. And there you have it.
Beautiful.
Nice and tight. And that's the first running. And we've utilised board. That's all we got waste out of that. And then it's just so on and so forth. You just work your way through. Like I say, I'm going to dry drop all of these. And then get another board. And as you can see, this is running out this wall. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Come over here. You see it's at a slight angle here, so it's not straight on the board. Don't worry about that, because when I cut this now, it should correct it. Oops. There you go. And then
Because you haven't screwed them down yet.
yeah, so basically they'll move about a
little.
little bit, but you get the gist of it. I mean, you will get, because obviously they're not exactly square all the ply, but you can get the gist. It'll all fit in.
And then the walls aren't square and everything's out, isn't it?
And that's it pretty much. And then just so on and so forth. So we'll just work our way through. What's on? Holding it down. So, basically, we cut this in before, but we moved
Hang
the
on,
stairs.
say that again.
We cut that in before, but the stairs moved slightly, so we're just going to route that out. So there might be a little bit gap here and there, but it don't matter because we're going to screed it. I'm going to cut this board in here now. We'll cut this board in first, actually. Let's cut this in first.
So she skills then, Maestro.
I don't know about skills, mate. That's not off, is it?
Alexa, stop.
So what we're going to do, we're going to use this as a guide. We're going to stick this here. Score that down there. Obviously, we're going to have a bit of a gap this side because, like I said, the stairs have moved slightly. But again, it doesn't matter because we're going to screed it. There you go. If you want it to be picky, you could actually put that back in the other side. So now that is a bit too tight. So take that out a little bit more. There. There you go. Back in there like that.
It's got catching on the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it is, yeah. He says.
In it.
Never do that. Never cut towards yourself. That was a very stupid thing. But then I do silly things like that sometimes. So look, if you wanted to be very particular, you could put that the other side, but I'll cut out from the other side. So,
Well, that'll save you a bit of screed, won't it?
so there's going to be a bit of a gap there now because obviously we cut this out before and it went, well, I don't know why that's not right now. There's a big gap there as well. Though I wouldn't film this actually, because it looks a bit of a dog's dinner, this, but because Rob cut this out before we done the. He said he's made a wife.
Well, in the comments, what a mess that is, isn't it?
Hey.
Any danger then? Let's have a look how it goes in.
I mean, come on, it's not too shabby. Now I've got to cut that down, haven't I? Oh, great.
And there's a big lump at the end there, look.
I know, I should have cut a new one out, but I couldn't be bothered.
You've made a rod for your own back there. There's about 54 more cuts you've got to do now.
I know. But I've committed now, so I've got to. He has committed, he says. So I'm guessing this as well now. It's a bit of a guessing game. Right, so again, I can put these bits in here and I can put that bit in there if I wanted to, just to pack it out a little bit, which I probably will, just to cover them up. Delete that. Delete it. I mean, it's all right, eyesore. Right, let's do this. Let's cut this board in. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to butt this up to this one. It's a bit wonky donkey, isn't it? So if you ever have something that's wonky like this, we use what we... So we're just going to cut this board in. As you can see, look, it's going at an angle here. Don't worry about that. As long as you've got this board straight and you push this flush against that, it should fit everywhere. Well, it does. But if it don't, I'm quite stupid. Trying to be first, right? The last. Right. Take that out.
Actually, that's come out all right now, hasn't it? Now
Like
you've knocked it
with my
in.
teeth.
Yeah, but you knocked it in.
Yeah,
didn't you?
I mean, to tell the truth, you ain't got to worry about that. Once the screed goes over, it'll be fine. So what we're going to do now, we're going to pop this board in, see if it fits. Hope springs eternal, as a wise-ish man used to say to me. Oh, that don't fit. What's going on here? Come on. Hey? If in doubt, give it a clap.
Oh, hang on a minute. Action.
Right, so this is the last cut now. So we're going to cut the end in here. Score it another couple of times. I've done this the wrong way around. And that should drop in there like that. It does. Yeah. And then I'm going to put this here. Move that back. There. Line that up across there. Put that there. So. Whenever you're coming down the grain on ply, if you're cutting it, a 6mm ply, it's always harder and you can go off than you're going across the grain.
Right.
It tends to stay more stable when you're going across the grain than down the grain.
Right.
I'm going to cut this the wrong way around, actually.
Got a knot there.
Hmm?
Got a knot at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. And there you go.
Golden. All done. So the next stage is to screw it then.
Yeah. So we're going old school on this now. So we're going to use some ring shanks. Probably not on all of them, but I'm going to pin the boards down, and then probably put some screws in just to stabilise, stop it being as bouncy. But no matter what you do, because you've got a floating floor essentially, because we're on scaffolding, there's not really much we can do about making it less squeaky, unless we start bridging underneath with timbers and stuff, you know.
We're not that bothered about
No,
that.
no,
It's only
we
for
can
us.
stabilise it a bit more afterwards, but
But it's for us, isn't it?
for now I'm going to put some pins in this.
So normally we would. So
We'll
you're
use
not
a coil
using. You're
nailer.
not using screws because you want to get it up at some stage.
Yeah. So these collated nails, basically, these are collated nails or ring shanks. So they're collated nails or ring shanks, what we call them, which is the same thing. So if you're using, obviously, if you're using a hammer, they're going straight. But then if you use a coil nailer, what we call a coil nailer with a compressor, they go in at an angle, a slight angle. So that gives them more grab, basically.
Right, so the coil nail is nicer, and
It's a lot easier as well on your arms. If you're just putting 1,000 pins into a floor, it's going to be quite labour intensive, you know. So
and the other one's the screw. You can
or
screw
you
them
can
in.
screw them. We've got a new bit of kit coming soon,
We'll do a video on
which
that.
is you don't have to stoop down anymore. Then you just stand up and
Yeah, that'll be nice.
So that'll be
And our compressor, it's the problem with compressors only that they're very noisy.
They are very, very noisy. You can get low noise ones now as well, but ours is a bit older and it's not a low noise one.
So in lots of environments, they don't let you do that anymore, do they?
Yeah, after
certain times in London, yeah. And
So-
actually, because our other guy's his is broken and he's got ours, but that's why we're doing it with the.
So I'm going to do this with pins because it's not a massive area either. So I'm going to pin these down. I'm not going to put a massive amount of pins in it either. So that's pretty much it. So all I do is when I'm pinning them, I just pin 4 corners and then we go down the edges.
So 4 corners and 1 in the middle of each.
Well, no, we've got to go around the edges as well.
No wonder you want a coil gun, really, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's, for one thing, it's monotonous as well, doing it constantly, you know?
Actually, that I will get that. I'll get that. Should be delivered next week now.
So as you can see, it's doing it this way is not for the faint-hearted, you know.
So you're actually going in the middle of the board there as well.
Yeah, well, see, you've got to pin the boards properly. This is what I mean. So it's quite
time consuming.
Yeah. And tedious would be the other word.
Because obviously with the coil nail, it'd just be bang, 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 wouldn't it?
And even with a screw gun, you're like screw, but it's still time consuming, you know.
So how many are you putting in each one there then?
So usually you'd go every 2 inches to 3 inches. But I'm going to put a little bit less in this because the weight of the screw is going to hold it anyway. So
that is an enormous amount of pins then.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, I thought perhaps you'd put in like, 8 or 10.
No, you've got to pin the boards properly. Otherwise, the boards will just pop.
Right.
So,
I mean, how many's in there? 30?
Probably 30, 40. Yeah, 30 a board, I suppose.
Yeah, it's quite a lot then.
Maybe not that much, maybe 20.
So they'll be stuck like Billio now to the subfloor.
Yeah. But then again, if you did come to take this up, it's a bit easier than using screws because you'll have to tear the floor to bits really. But this you can pull up in lumps.
Yeah. Whereas the screw's going to grab like.
They grab like anything.
But and just for sanity's sake, the screws.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose theoretically they'll pin it down further, but is it really necessary?
For what, screws?
Yeah, as opposed to nails. I mean, because it's like the weight of the screed's going to keep it down, as you said, isn't it?
Well, in certain instances, yeah, people like to use.
So,
screws,
in what instances might you use a screw as opposed to a nail then?
Well, it's just belt and braces, basically.
Right.
That's basically what it comes down to. People who wants to make sure that it ain't going to move at all. But it's quicker to use these. The guns are a lot quicker. I mean, you'd probably have this done in a half hour, an hour, max, with a coil nailer. This is probably going to take a couple of hours to do this, to go around pinning all of these.
You're going to miss your coil nail gun by the end of this then?
Yeah. Miss it now.
Hmm.
This is the fault of having to go right the way around it, you know?
Go do manual stuff.
Yeah. Which shows you the way that things used to work, you know?
Yeah.
The way things are now.
Right, well, we'll come back then because this is probably the most boring video ever. And I don't think anyone even wants to see it on fast speed.
Well, I did mention that.
Yeah. So I'll go and do some work and I'll leave you to it.
Cool.
So basically, it's come to the point now where you're just screwing these in because you're an old knacker and you haven't got the puff
Well,
left.
it's not that. It's because the floor's very uneven as well. So obviously, the more we walk on it, if there's any movement in the boards, which there will be underneath because they're scaffold boards, they can pop up. So with the screws, they can't move because the torque on the screw,
right,
when it goes in.
So now we have found a use case where you want the screws instead of the coil nails.
So basically, because the floor was like that and it's wobbling a bit, so I just thought, you know what, for belt and braces again.
Right.
We'll
so basically, it was obviously a bit more secure in the corners.
Yeah,
And
but as you get to the middle,
it's flapping about.
where you're going to be moving about on it as constantly, it's a bit different. So for what it's worth, as you can see, that's quite solid now.
So basically, what we've got the coil nail, we've got the nails, and we've got the screws. So we've got both of these covered now for a video.
Nice.
And how many of these are you putting in? You're putting less than you would in the.
Well, I am. To tell the truth, you use your own judgment, really. And obviously, because these are small boards, if they were big boards, you'd have to put a lot more in, obviously, because of the bounce across the sides, which I'll show you now. So, you see that bounce there?
Yeah.
You just got to make sure you've got no bounce like that. And just stay quite, not too close to the edge, because what happens, it splits the
wood,
the ply.
Yeah. So a couple of mils out. Well, about 5 by the looks of that.
Yeah. It starts to get quite sore on your fingers after a while. And my battery's dying as well.
Stuff. Put them like that. Yeah. Okay, that's good.